Hey folks, Mr. Inta-Fitness Kelliher here again, and today I've got a video for you about intermittent fasting, how I use it, how it works for me, and why it works in general for you and for anybody else on the planet, so to speak. Okay, so you've probably heard of intermittent fasting. It's been around a while now, but you may or may not know the ins and outs of it, what it does, why it works, how it works. Okay, so bear with me here, give me a few minutes and I'll pretty much explain to you exactly what's so good about it and exactly the effect it has on your body, okay? So, literally, I've been intermittent fasting now for probably a good couple of years. It started off as a sort of temporary strategy, and but it turned into a lifestyle, all right? And in a couple of minutes, I'll talk you through my general day, but first of all, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about how it works, okay? So, realistically, intermittent fasting is a form of calorie restriction, okay? So if you're fasting for, say, a 16-hour period, which is a conventional intermittent fast, then obviously you are not consuming as many calories during the day as you would if you were eating every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, plus a couple of snacks. Okay, at least that's the theory. I mean, it is possible to eat too many calories even when you're fasting, but generally you won't. Okay, so it's a form of calorie restriction, which means you're putting less calories into your body. Okay, the reason that's beneficial is because it's putting less stress on the digestive system and your internal mechanisms, so all of your organs, your lymphatic system, your urinary tract, your bowel, your colon, everything. Okay, so if you think of your body like a car or a motor, every time you're eating something, the motor's running, okay? You're digesting, processing, assimilating nutrients, and then flushing out the waste, okay? So you're working all the time. If you're eating 3 meals a day, then you can pretty much be guaranteed you're working all day, all through the evening. The only time you're not actually digesting is while you're sleeping, okay? So that's the only break that the system gets, okay? And I mean, obviously, we can get away with that for a certain, number of decades, or so to speak. We've been doing it for centuries, obviously, eating 3 meals a day, whatever. Okay, but the purpose of fasting is to reduce the stress on the body's systems, so the body can then focus on healing itself or cleansing and detoxification from previous foods and drinks that have been consumed, or even from environmental toxins. Okay, and just gives the system a break. So, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, if you give your system a break, if you're not putting so much stress on the system, if you're not constantly running the system, then, well, it's obvious to me, maybe it's not obvious to you, but the system is going to last for longer. Okay, it's going to function better, it's going to last for longer, it's going to need less intervention. And what I mean by that is hopefully less medicines, less doctors, less surgeries later in life. Okay, so seriously, I mean, intermittent fasting, it's great because that 16-hour window, which is what intermittent fasting is, it's generally eating between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. You can mix those numbers around if you're a shift worker or whatever, okay? But if you eat for an 8-hour period, so say you have lunch and dinner, maybe a snack in the middle, but between 12 and 8, it's the only time you eat. For the next 16 hours, okay, your body is going to spend, depending on what you've eaten, 3, 4, 5 hours to break down, digest, and absorb the nutrition. It's actually going to absorb nutrition in your small intestine for the next 10 hours as well. But the bulk of it, so the big stuff, is done probably within 3, 4, 5 hours, depending on what you've had. Okay, then the system gets a break. So the digestive system gets a break for the next 16 hours, all right, which means nothing's going in there, hopefully, other than water or maybe herbal tea, in my personal preference, okay? You don't want any sugary drinks or any, just because you're not eating doesn't mean you can drink crap, okay? Like, intermittent fasting means no calories between 8 p.m. and 12 p.m. the next day, okay? You can have liquids, herbal teas, green teas, non-calorific beverages are fine, but no calories, okay? Because you don't want the digestive system to be doing any work, all right? So you're getting a break for all that time, and that time allows your body to go into a cleansing and detoxing and healing mode, all right? So I think I've made that point, well enough. Sorry if I've waffled on a little bit, but I don't script these videos. I just speak from the mind and the heart. Okay, so hopefully you can realise that it's not something I've sat down and wrote out, so you think I've gotten it perfect, all right? But getting back to the body's processes, okay, I won't spend too much longer, all right? But each day the body goes through pretty much 3 processes, okay? So eating, all right, which is digestion, and then absorption and assimilation, which is extracting the nutrition, breaking down that food and extracting the nutrition from it. and then it switches into detoxification and cleansing, okay? And your detoxification and cleansing is flushing out the waste, all right? So it's flushing out the waste from the previous meals, and once that's been done, so you've been to the number ones and number twos, all right, then the body switches into healing. Now, what I mean by that is, like if you've got inflammation internally, it'll start to heal that. If you've got a dodgy ankle, twisted ankle or something, it'll start to heal that. If you've got a cut or a sprain or a strain, it'll start to heal that. Now, these things heal themselves anyway, even if you're not fasting. But trust me, when you are fasting intermittently, they heal 2 to 3 times quicker, okay? Because the body's not spending energy digesting and assimilating, it's spending energy healing. All right, so it's bloody fantastic. All right, so and trust me, I've been doing this for a while now. Like, I mean, I'm 41 years old. Okay, I'm in the best shape of my life in terms of my physical being. Okay, I'm not as big as I once was in terms of training. I'm not as what's the word, obsessed as I once was in terms of, you know, muscles and exercise. But I am fit and healthy. Right, I train every day. I'm in the best shape of my life. Okay, and my skin's pretty good too. You know, not too many wrinkles there. All right, so and I attribute that to, you know, less processing of stuff in my body, which means less work being done and more time resting and healing. Okay. So my general day now, okay, and this is most days. It's not exactly every day because I can mix and change it up depending on how I feel. All right, but most days I'll have my, you know, evening meal or whatever after gym. All right, I might have a beer, might have some chocolate. All right, why wouldn't you? You know, I love beer, love chocolate. Okay, but I know how many calories are in these things. All right, then I'll go to bed. You know, 3-4 hours later, I'll sleep. I'll get up the next day, but the next day I don't eat until, and I don't do the 12 to 8 thing. I just, you know, depends what I've done the day before, but I definitely don't eat for about 16 hours a day. All right, so I don't eat the next day until either just before the gym, where I'll have some fruit, okay, generally like an apple and banana to give me a bit of pep in the gym, or sometimes I won't even eat until after the gym, and then I'll do like a mega meal where I have like a snack after the gym, and then I prepare my food and I have my dinner. All right, so basically, that period of time from when I wake up until when I, you know, eat is my body's cleansing and detoxification and you know, time, okay? Because I'm flushing out the day before's food and waste, so to speak. So literally, the next day after I've gone to bed and woken up, I will not eat until I've flushed out the previous day's food and, you know, waste, all right? And I know exactly when I've done that because clearly I've been to the toilet, all right? I've been to the toilet generally twice, all right? Twice for number 2 the next day, all right, before I eat anything else, and, you know, probably half a dozen times for number 1 because I drink a lot of green and herbal tea and lemon water and also apple cider vinegar and honey and lemon in the morning, all right? So I hope that made sense. This video's gone a little bit longer, but I did want to stress to you those points. So intermittent fasting is a fantastic strategy for overall health and reducing the overload or the amount of work that the human body has to do on a daily basis to process and absorb and flush out waste. Okay, and in my opinion, all right, now you don't have to follow this, but in my opinion, okay, anything that reduces the work that the human body has to do, so the internal mechanisms, the organs, etc., then clearly those things are not going to break down or require maintenance, so they're going to last longer. All right, so basically it's kind of like a sort of anti-aging strategy. Okay, it's not specifically anti-aging. You're going to age, okay, but the speed at which you age is going to be slowed down by incorporating intermittent fasting. Okay, so basically consuming less calories puts less stress on your body. Okay, all right, so yep, I'm going to stop it here. Okay, I hope that's made sense. Sorry if I was speaking too quickly or vague anywhere there, but any questions, please, you know, pop it down below and I'll respond and I'll explain exactly what I meant. Okay, but from me to you, all right, if you haven't ever experienced intermittent fasting, if you're wondering about it, thinking about it, just give it a go. Give it a go for yourself, all right, and experience the benefits, okay? But don't just do it once because you're not going to notice one time, okay? So dedicate, you know, maybe 2 weeks and do, say, 3, 4, or 5 days a week of intermittent fasting, and I swear to you, you will notice a profound difference in the way you feel, okay? And on that note, all the best, folks. See ya.